What is up, guys? My name's iirix. Today I'm going to be reviewing a card. Makes me think a lot of Aboot of Keral Keep and other cards like it. Today's card is Stromkirk Occultist. 2 and a red gets you a 3/2 vampire horror with trample. Whenever Stromkirk Occultist deals combat damage to a creature, exile the top card of your library. Until end of turn, you may play that card, and he has Madness 1 and a red. Now, I like this card a lot. But the first thing that I thought of when I saw it was, well, let's give it some kind of ability to tap and deal damage to creatures. And that is unfortunately not helpful because it's combat damage and it's players only. So that was my first thought in breaking it. Can't be done. Well, shooting players still can't be done. Has to be combat damage. But here's where you can attempt to break it in half. Give them double strike. There you go. Haste could help. Get a surprise card to play. Not as helpful, but double strike deals damage twice, and I like that a lot. It's two. It's almost drawing. Unfortunately, it exiles it, and then at the end of the turn, if you can't play it, you lose it entirely. But I do enjoy that because red needs draw power that isn't solely based on discarding, even though this guy really helps with the discarding, and I think that's why it exiles instead of you discarding it or drawing and discarding a card, because Madness, and I know Madness is a big thing right now, so that could be why they made it like that instead of draw and discard or discard and draw. But we still have that in red, and this is a nice card to have. The trample helps, but I don't think it's really completely relevant. At times it could be, but I don't think that's what makes the card here. But yeah, it's going to be a pretty short one today because this is simple, straightforward. For draft, I'm going to say it gets a 3.5. It's 3 mana, so it's not bad. The Madness is something that can help in the vampires, and if you don't use the Madness, it's not a huge deal. You'd probably, if it's up to you, doing it whenever you want, Madness at the end of the opponent's turn for, maybe you flip your Heir of Falcon Wrath, or the enchantment that makes a token. Either one of those would be good, but you don't really care to do it a whole lot. It's not a big deal if you don't get the Madness to go off, I think. But looking at it, it helps with the draw power in draft, and that would be very solid, especially since in draft, 3 power with trample is a little bit more relevant. I really feel like they'd have to contemplate throwing out a chump blocker, and it tramples over to make them, air quotes, draw a card, or they have to throw out something that is going to have 4 toughness or greater, or lose a creature. And in draft, I think a 2/3 or a 3/3 is a solid creature that you don't want to risk losing. Standard a 3 for mostly a Madness deck, Madness/Vampires. I mean, if you're playing one, you're probably playing the other. But yeah, a 3 because I think it could be useful. I don't like how it exiles the top card, so whatever it is, you can't do a Madness trigger with it. Even if it wouldn't, let's say you would do a mountain or a swamp, you can't use it for the enchantment I was talking about that makes vampire tokens. You can't do it for the Heir of Falcon Wrath. You can't discard it for something, whether it has Madness or not. You just can't discard the card you get out of it, and that kind of hurts the Madness deck, I think. Will it hurt it enough? Probably not. I wouldn't be surprised if I saw a couple of these played in a vampire deck. Modern or 2.5. I don't think you'll see it played a lot, but I do think that it would be a fair card in the red quick decks. I could sort of see this. I think maybe if you played it, if somebody would want to try this, I think doing this, a mountain on turn 1, a mountain on turn 2, Simian Spirit Guide for our 3rd red. I know that's where it kind of gets a little iffy, like why would you Simian Spirit Guide for this, but there's your 3 mana. You could play this guy on turn 2, swing on turn 3, maybe you could give him double strike on turn 3, something like that. I could see that being a good, it's not super aggro, maybe you'd play like Monastery Swift Spear on turn 1, turn 2 you'd play this guy. That'd be some good aggro pressure, I think, because if you played an instant or sorcery that gave this guy double strike, there's a press trigger for the Swift Spear, and there's something there that it might be relevant. EDH at 2.5, I don't think you'd be playing him a whole lot. If you do, I think it'd mostly be mono red because mono red needs draw help. But anywhere else, I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't even consider it in my Olivia Vampire Tribal deck. But that's me. I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm saying it probably won't be done in Vampire Tribe. So that's what I would say about Stromkirk Occultist. If you have a different opinion, I'd like to hear it down below. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all next time.